One of the well-known terminologies in the world of network security and cybersecurity in general is the term defense in depth. You will find and you will meet this term in many references and textbooks and presentations talking about the cybersecurity, the network security, telling you that you should apply the defense in depth technique and sometimes the abbreviation DID. What do we mean by defense in depth? Look at this diagram. You will find that the main target for any attack is the information. The information is at the center, at the core of this diagram. The information is accessed and manipulated through an application by the users. And this application resides in a host, which is a machine having an operating system. And it can be a laptop, it can be a server, it can be even a mobile phone. This host is connected to other machines through a network. So it is a shell inside another, inside another, inside another, and every shell of these, every circle of these, has its own security measures that applies on it by itself and not on any other else. The information has its own ways of protection. Application is the same, host is the same, and the network is the same. And finally, you need to make the attacker suffer from passing by the network with its defense techniques, then the host with its defense techniques, then the application with its defense techniques, then the information with its defense techniques. You let him suffer, you let him pass through the defense in depth, you let him pass by so many layers of defense so that he get bored, or he get caught, or he get objected, or he get prevented by some means of prevention in any of these layers. Do not put all your security technology techniques or security technologies in one basket. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. Once fired or once attacked or compromised, then your castle is down. No, you should apply this defense in depth technique. Put your security in layers. Apply whenever you find a security technology, either encryption or a firewall or intrusion detection or password or access control or physical security or physical security, by the way, lies here. Physical security is a shell including all this, the network and the host and the application and the information. Physical security lies here and has a role here. So apply every single security technology you know about whenever needed, whenever possible. Keep in mind the balance between security and access. Do not buy a safe that cost you $1,000 to keep inside it $10. You would be insane if you do so. Do not spend much effort for protecting information that has no problem if compromised or if lost. So apply the security techniques here and make the attacker suffer, and after all, be aware and be sure that you are still vulnerable for the zero-day attacks, for the new viruses and worms. And so if I'm still vulnerable, why do I have to apply all these techniques? This is a good question. The answer is, if you will be vulnerable, you will be vulnerable to a certain extent. The zero-day attacks, the new attacks, will not get you to 0% or will not cause you 100% losses or damages. It will cause limited damages and harms if you are applying the defense in depth, and if you are applying the security technologies one by one in each layer of your system. So the information, how it is protected through encryption. For example, using an encryption algorithm for the information residing on hard disks can protect this information from being theft, from being read, from being transported through portable devices, from being modified, from being deleted. Okay, using applications, licensed applications, updated applications, trusted applications. Okay, applications that are concerned mainly with the security, for example, that allows the accessing of information through a username and password and checks the identity, keeps the confidentiality and integrity and availability. Using such applications is some sort of security and is a security defense in-depth technique, so that you are not exposing your information to be read or to be modified or to be deleted through your application using it. You try to use licensed software, because the licensed software is up to date, and up to date from the point of view of security. So try to be upgrading your software application, updating your software application by all the patches that are available for it to apply the security on the application layer. Try to use upgraded and updated operating systems on your host. Okay, try to use secure version of your operating system on your host. Try to apply personal firewall or host based firewall on your host. Try to close unused ports on your host so that you can apply the defense in-depth technique on the host level. On the network level, you have a lot of technologies, and all our courses about the network security. So you know about the firewall, the IDS, the access control list on the router. You can now mention a lot of things that you can use to apply the network security on your network. These are technologies, common technologies that came first to your mind if you are going to apply the defense in-depth technique. Use each of these technologies in its corresponding layer to be sure that you are applying defense in-depth, that your attacker is suffering, is facing one technique, then another, he gets bored or he gets caught, or he reaches at least the least amount of information possible for him to be read or to be deleted or to be modified. This is a very good concept that is commonly applied in security nowadays, which is called defense in depth, and that's why we were very keen to introduce it in our course. Thank you.